I can't believe I'm learning how to do this. It's really happening.
This is probably the coolest thing I've done today.
Think so?
I think it might be, yeah.
Flight Chops Formation Tower reporting inbound. Watch for traffic. Dash 8 departing runway 30. Will be turning northbound.
Flight Chops Formation, we'll be looking out.
And it's an honor and a privilege to completely share the process. Welcome to the Canadian Historical Aircraft Association. This is a non-profit museum, but their display aircraft are flying and functioning, and the association pilot members are trained to fly and display them. And Ron Holden is the chief pilot.
We're not a flying club per se. When you join our organization, you're making a commitment, really. The commitment involves spending dollars, but it also involves spending some time out here. And it also involves doing some things that they might not ordinarily do if they were just going to rent an airplane in a flying club. We also demand of our people who do fly with us that they do the little things that are associated with flying but are not strictly flying. You'll find that if you do come down here a lot, one day you'll be asked to probably get involved with washing the airplanes and maybe doing things around them.
Flying warbirds.
I started to fly at the Windsor Flying Club in 1946. At my age, I'm happy to get up and go flying every day. And as long as I can do that, I'm happy.
It would have been an honor just to meet Ron Holden, but I got to train with him.
We feel that it's a very worthwhile thing that we do. Resurrect old airplanes and honor veterans.
Joining the Canadian Historic Aircraft Association had been a dream I'd been working on for a few years, and it was finally happening. And thanks to my friend John, we were on our way to Windsor in his TB20 for a weekend of training. John's a Patreon supporter for Flight Chops and was also keen to see what CH-2A had to offer. Upon arrival, we were greeted by Director of Flight Operations Dave Carrick, and before I knew it, I was signing up to be a member.
And it's to honor veterans and to preserve, maintain, restore, display, and demonstrate antique or vintage military and civilian aircraft considered important to Canadian aviation history. That's like the entire mission statement. So basically you're just signing this saying, I'm not there to do, for my own self, right?
After signing up and writing the written test for the Chipmunk that I'd been studying for at home, Dave explained that we'd start training first thing in the morning. And I know full well that Dave is not going to go easy on me. He's going to put me through the ringer, preparing me for my check flight with Ron, which will determine if I get signed off to solo the Chipmunk.
Have us sign off and say you're still good to fly it.
The day wasn't done yet though, as Dave had something else in mind. Something Ron brought to the CH-2A from his military background, that he'd also done while chief pilot of the Windsor Flying Club.
I started formation flying with the Tomahawks. At one time we had 4 Tomahawks. That was literally unheard of. I really think we were the only flying club across Canada teaching formation flying.
So our signing ceremony had quickly turned into a briefing.
All right, so we're doing a 2-plane formation, the 2 Chipmunks. I'll be leading in CYR with James in the back.
Regular Flight Chops viewers will definitely recognize James. He's my director and a key part of the Flight Chops production team. Here he is rigging the GoPros while I'm in pilot mode attending the briefing.
Number 2 is going to be Dave and Steve in Bravo and Mike. I'll give us the startup signal. We'll both start up at the same time. Then we're going to taxi out. So you'll follow me and try to stay about 3 planes behind. And I will S-turn and you basically just stay on the opposite side of the lane as me.
And a few minutes later, we rolled the planes out and fired them up, and I had the privilege of being on board for an awesome formation flight.
Now hit the button.
Flight Chops Formation, check in.
Flight Chops 2.
Windsor Ground, Flight Top.
Flight Chops, Windsor Ground.
Windsor Ground, Flight Chops Formation of 2 Chipmunks. We're at the CH-2A. Lead is Foxtrot Charlie Yankee Romeo. Number 2 is Foxtrot Bravo November Mike.
Fun fact, after checking in with the actual registrations of the aircraft involved, you can assign a name to your formation, and that is what your flight will be called by ATC.
So a formation flight starts from the moment you start and ends at the moment you shut down.
Nope, starts at the briefing.
Right, good point.
There's 2 rules for formation flying. Have a good briefing. Have a good briefing. Okay, here comes the frequency change.
Flight Chops Formation, go 1247.
Flight Chops 2.
Tower, Flight Chops Formation, holding short of 12 at Alpha. Ready for backtrack and departure.
Flight Chops, Windsor Tower, at Alpha backtrack, line up runway 12.
Flight Chops Formation. Fairly epic.
This was an awesome start to my weekend of training to see what I was ultimately working toward. But it's important to note at this point that Dave is totally PIC from the back seat on this flight. I'm just a passenger enjoying the ride.
This is going to be perfect because the sun is just about to go down.
Bravo Lima Tower report 8 miles east of the field. Traffic departing the field eastbound, also towards Chatham.
This is awesome, man. Good God. Are you kidding me? This is how close you guys fly?
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. You got a crick in your neck, you just stare at him, right?
I never look anywhere else.
Yeah.
It was mind-blowing to see how precise these guys were.
You spend 90% of your time in the formation just trying to get position.
Flight Chops formation, not above 1,600 feet in the zone.
Okay, not above 1,600 in zone. Flight Chops formation. So does he telegraph the turn somehow, or do you just see it start happening and then follow him?
He signaled it.
I didn't even catch it. Wow, okay. Did that thing with his hands?
Yep.
When we go to turn left, I'm going to give you 3 of these.
I'd missed Aaron's signal, and that really shows just how much is going on here and the sheer amount of things I'm going to need to learn before I can start formation flying.
So we're in the pocket, you call it, just slightly below and behind?
Slightly below, behind, and sitting on the tail.
Right, okay.
The pocket allows the wingman to easily see hand signals from the leader. It also keeps the airplane in the same air mass as the lead plane. If they were too far apart, the two planes may not be affected by the same up and down drafts, meaning that the formation would not be stable. But Dave explained that the key was to be below and behind.
That way, if he slows down suddenly, you pass underneath him. Right?
Right.
You don't want to be on a level plane with the guy. That'd be really dangerous.
Yeah.
Flight Chops formation tower reporting inbound. Watch for traffic. -8 departing runway 30. Will be turning northbound.
Flight Chops formation, we'll be looking out. This is probably the coolest thing I've done today.
Think so?
I think it might be, yeah.
Thanks to Bose, we've got an A20 headset as the featured prize this month. Please visit flightchops.com for your chance to win it. Productions like this would not be possible without help from sponsors.
There's a lot of anticipation too, and he's got his signals, okay? If I know I'm going to be turning on this top step of the turn, I need to throttle up. On the inside turn, opposite is true.
Jazz 876 tower. Traffic approximately 4 miles north of the field, following the river westbound is a formation of 2 Chipmunks at 1,600 feet. Do not start your right turn until you're through 1,600. And you can stay with me until further advised. Wind 1705, good takeoff from runway 30.
Okay, we'll stay with you, 1 turn right until through 1600, and we got the visual Jazz 876.
Very good to do the river tour too. People see it. We've had people come to find the hangar on their own.
After seeing this advertisement?
Yeah, it's like it's what I'm doing, right? Where we are displaying the aircraft.
Totally, it's brilliant.
So switch positions. Say you're on this side, and I want you on the other side. Let's say the sun's in your eyes. I want to move you. I'll give you 1 palm, and that's to move over.
He wants me to change sides.
And we will do that because we want to get different shots, like with the sun behind you and with the sun in front, that kind of stuff.
No, that's in the pocket right there.
Yeah, that's brilliant, man.
And when we need to switch positions, I'm going to give you I'm going to point and say, you go forward. So he's going to take over to go into the lead, we'll fall behind.
Now I transition inside the cockpit and it's all on him to be in position. So we got 2100, we're happy with that. Airplane gauges are green. Go ahead and switch my tanks.
Tanks are switched.
Roger.
James got a great shot of Dave giving the hand signal for the left turn here.
Windsor Tower Flight Chops formation at the bridge, turning long final for 1-2 for break.
I was enjoying the heck out of this flight with our closed canopy, but it's important to note that James was shooting with an open canopy in the back seat and he was underdressed. And in the reflection here, you can actually see Dave's hand signals to straighten out as he lines up for landing, which is probably just as well because James was pretty much done at this point.
So you guys will be in the lead. He'll call which side he's going to land on. If he lands on the right side where the taxi runs off, it's not a big deal. He can stop and taxi off. But if he was to land left because the wind was coming from the right, and I got down here, he doesn't want to cross in front of me, so he waits until I say number 2 down and save, and then he can cross in front of me.
Lead chooses which side of the runway to land on based on the direction of the crosswind, so his wake is blown away from the approach path of his wingman. So in this case, it dictates Dave lands on the right side.
Tower flight chops formations out of the orbit now, reestablished on along final 1-2.
Flight chops, what side of the brake you want to go?
We're configured for a left-hand brake for flight chop formation.
Flight chops formation, tower, roger, reporting the brake.
Report the brake, flight chops formation.
He'll land right, and I'll land left. So we are separated. We're not going to land together like we took off, but we will land, try to be 500 feet apart.
All right, so you're all secure in the front. Gauges are green, fuels are good. Hands and feet well clear.
Affirmative.
And it will be kind of a drastic maneuver, so.
Okay, I'm getting stable. Gonna be a left-hand power off steep turn.
Pretty much. Flight chops formation is on the brake.
Flight chops tower, clear to land, runway 12.
Clear land 12, flight chops.
So you're kind of 45 degrees off, is that the idea? After you
Full 90. Now we come around. Now we start slowing down, slipping, doing whatever we gotta do. Okay, we're idle now too. So we're getting close to my flap speed. There's my first notch. 5, second notch, I am fully engaged. Maintain 75 and the slip.
You just continue a full 360 all the way down?
Yep. I can moderate my descent. See what we got for wind. I'm gonna land right. Flight chops lead is landing right.
And in this case, we're going to have an unexpected demonstration of why it's important that the lead and second airplane stick to the left and right sides of the runway.
Oh shit, those are close.
That one was close. I think it's on the camera. Oh yeah, that's on the camera. You look good now. I don't see any birds in front of you.
Yeah.
It's obviously going to take a long time to be able to work up to this level of flying, but I can't wait to earn the privilege to fly formation with these guys.
See if I can do the old backseat wheeler.
Nice.
Oh, that tail wheel shimmy, hang on.
I don't know much about chipmunks yet, but I do know the only solution to the tailwheel shimmy is to stop.
Well, isn't Aaron like coming behind us, barreling down?
Yeah, he'll be on the left though.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he's perfect, he's right there.
Oh, beautiful. That's why you're on opposite sides of the
Flight
runway.
chops tower, taxi, Foxtrot Golf, monitor ground.
Foxtrot, Golf and Ground, flight chops. Thanks for your help. This will be on YouTube. That's why we're called flight chops formation.
Oh, flight chops, roger. Well, I'm glad I could help. Have a good night.
Good night.
And the flight ended just as it began with a post-flight briefing. And James was a trooper still filming with frozen hands and dried out eyeballs.
This wasn't your first formation for me, right?
It was my first one, but it was the tightest.
Oh yeah? All right.
You tell me it's tighter than the Aeroshell team?
Oh, you're right. Sorry. That wasn't tighter than
We'll
the
take
Aeroshell
that.
team.
We'll
Sorry,
take
guys.
that.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll
I
take
forgot.
it.
I think it's just because I know that you guys are not professionals, but you did that like professionals.
Well, we do it a lot. Aaron and I fly together at least once a week, often formations more than once a week, especially in the summer. It's just a constant thing. And it takes a long time to build that level of trust with another guy.
So if I wasn't already sure I wanted to be a part of this team, Dave and Aaron definitely hooked me. There's no question about it. I'm all in. So stay tuned for more of this awesomeness. This has been some of the coolest flying I've ever done. Thanks again to the supporters on Patreon for helping make these productions possible. And thanks to the sponsors, we've got aviation's greatest monthly contest. Last month, Rob won all this stuff, plus the Stratus 2S provided by 4Flight. This month, Bose is providing an A20 headset for the featured prize. Please visit flightchops.com for your chance to win it, plus the stuff from all the other sponsors. And keep your flight chops sharp.
I could barely see with the wind on my eyeballs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have got you some goggles or something.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know. I'd never done this before.